What if I told you that the entire modern world, your phone, your car, your hospital, even your fighter jet, depends on something thinner than a human hair? It's called a semiconductor, and without it, your life would come to a standstill. Not oil, not gold. This chip is the new king of global power. Nations are racing, spying, even threatening war, just to control its supply. And yet, most people don't even know what a semiconductor really is. This isn't just tech, it's the invisible engine behind everything. So today we're breaking it down, what it is, why it matters, and who's willing to fight for it. A semiconductor is not just another piece of tech jargon, it's the heart of every modern device. But what is it really? At its core, a semiconductor is a material, usually silicon, that can both conduct electricity and block it, depending on how it's treated. That ability to switch between on and off makes it the perfect building block for circuits and logic. Imagine it as the brain of your devices, telling electrons when to move, when to stop, and where to go. Billions of these tiny switches, called transistors, are etched onto a single chip no bigger than your fingernail. And those chips, in turn, power everything from smartphones to rocket guidance systems, from AI processors to medical scanners. Here's the crazy part. The average smartphone today contains over 15 billion transistors, each smaller than a virus. These chips don't just process information. They store it, analyze it, and adapt to what you're doing in real time. The name semiconductor comes from its unique ability to act as both a conductor and an insulator, depending on how it's engineered. This makes it different from pure conductors like copper, which always let electricity flow, or insulators like rubber, which block it completely. So, when we talk about semiconductors, we're not talking about one product. We're talking about the foundation of modern life, silently working inside everything you touch. And now that you understand what a semiconductor is, it's time to look at why it's become the most valuable resource in the world, even more than oil. Semiconductors aren't just important, they're essential to everything modern civilization relies on. Think about your daily life. Your smartphone wakes you up. You scroll through social media, check the weather, watch a video. Every tap, swipe, and stream is powered by semiconductor chips. Your car? Even if it's not electric, it's packed with over 1,000 chips controlling everything from brakes to fuel injection. Hospitals rely on semiconductors to run life-saving equipment, MRI machines, ventilators, diagnostics, robotic surgery tools. Airports, banks, satellites, the internet itself, all function because semiconductors are doing trillions of calculations per second behind the scenes. And now, as we step into the age of artificial intelligence, quantum computing, smart cities, and autonomous vehicles, the demand for these chips is exploding. Advanced AI models need specialized chips like GPUs and TPUs to process massive data sets in real time. These aren't just ordinary processors, they're highly optimized pieces of silicon, engineered for speed, parallel processing, and energy efficiency. Even national defense depends on them. Fighter jets, missile systems, cyber defense, they all require cutting-edge semiconductors that must be secure, fast, and ultra-reliable. That's why semiconductors are now viewed as strategic assets. They're not just tech parts, they're tools of economic influence and national power. The world is no longer fighting over land or oil. It's fighting over tiny, invisible chips, each more powerful than the last. And the countries that control them control the future. Behind the glowing screens and smooth apps lies a global power struggle unlike anything we've seen before. Because whoever controls semiconductors controls the future. At the center of this tech war is Taiwan, home to TSMC, the world's most advanced chip maker. TSMC produces nearly 90% of the world's most sophisticated semiconductors, the kind used in iPhones, data centers, and defense systems. That makes Taiwan more than just an island. It's the silicon shield of the global economy. Then there's China, pouring hundreds of billions into building a self-reliant chip industry. Cut off from U.S. tech, it's racing to develop its own AI processors and 5nm chips, and it's getting closer. Huawei's recent breakthroughs sent shockwaves through the U.S. defense and tech community, showing just how fast China is catching up. Meanwhile, the United States is trying to claw back dominance by investing over $50 billion, 0 cents, through the CHIPS Act, pressuring allies to block Chinese chip tech, and even threatening sanctions on countries that use Chinese-made semiconductors. This isn't just policy, it's geopolitical chess with silicon pieces. Europe, South Korea, Japan, and India are also fighting for a piece of the action, offering massive subsidies to attract chip fabs and research labs. But here's the risk. The supply chain is so global, so interconnected, that a single disruption, a war, a trade ban, even an earthquake, could collapse entire industries. Semiconductors are no longer just a tech issue. They've become the center of global strategy, military planning, and economic survival. And this fierce competition is creating a dangerous bottleneck, one that could change everything. The world is standing on the edge of a semiconductor crisis, and most people have no idea. During the COVID-19 pandemic, a global chip shortage exposed just how fragile this system really is. Car factories shut down, phone launches were delayed, and even medical equipment production halted, all because the supply of tiny silicon chips ran dry. And that was just a warning shot. Today, the situation is even more complex. Demand is skyrocketing, from AI data centers and electric vehicles to 5G networks and quantum computing. But supply chains are stretched thin, dependent on a handful of factories, a few raw materials, and a fragile balance between hostile nations. Even worse, building a semiconductor factory takes years and billions of dollars. You can't just flip a switch and make more chips. And as the technology gets smaller, 5 nanometers, 3 nanometers, the tools and skills needed become so specialized that only a few companies in the world can handle them. Add in geopolitics, like U.S. China tensions, Taiwan's vulnerability, or export bans, and you have the perfect recipe for disruption. According to analysts, a single invasion of Taiwan could erase trillions from the global economy overnight. So now countries are scrambling to stockpile chips, subsidize domestic production, and secure supply routes. But no one can go it alone, not even the U.S. The chip crisis isn't just coming. It's already begun, and its ripple effects will shape everything from your next phone to global peace. This isn't just a story about chips. It's a story about power, survival, and the blueprint of tomorrow. In the 20th century, nations fought over oil. In the 21st, they're fighting over data, and semiconductors are the fuel behind it all. Whoever controls the chips controls the algorithms. Whoever controls the algorithms controls the future. But here's the problem. No single country fully controls the process. America dominates chip design. Taiwan and South Korea dominate advanced manufacturing. Japan and the Netherlands make the tools. And China? It's rapidly catching up, too fast for comfort. This hyper-interdependence was once seen as global cooperation. Now, it looks more like mutual vulnerability. The US is building walls. China is building alternatives. Allies are being pulled into a high-tech arms race, where every nation must choose a side or risk being left behind. In the middle of it all is a sliver of silicon, smaller than a fingernail, shaping the fate of industries, economies, and empires. So, here's the final question. In a world divided by trade wars, tech bans, and rising tensions, who really gets to control the future? The nation with the best chip? The one with the most allies? Or maybe the one that can keep innovation alive without burning every bridge in the process? Because this isn't just about circuits. It's about sovereignty, survival, and the new world order written in code. Now you know the tiny semiconductor chip isn't just powering your phone, it's powering the future of the world. From global wars to AI revolutions, everything traces back to this one invisible engine. So the next time you tap your screen or start your car, remember, you're holding a piece of the global chessboard. But what do you think? Is the world heading toward a tech Cold War? Can any nation truly dominate the chip race? Or is cooperation the only path forward? Drop your thoughts in the comments, we're reading everything. And if this opened your eyes, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Because the next video might just change how you see the world.